Yo, what's up, guys? So I'm just going to expose Vaush fucking naked, bare naked in this video. Like, more bare naked than that last. It's really occurred to me just now that Vaush is a disingenuous. Beep. So the first dirty tactic of Vaush is apparently he argues he uses the Socratic method, but no, he does not. Vaush uses the rhetorical question method. He doesn't expect an answer, and he doesn't give you time to answer. The point of this is to bombard you with questions, then to cut you off, leaving you discombobulated, and then to move on to the next question, where he will cut you off and leave you further discombobulated. The second sneaky tactic of Vaush is to never argue in good faith with a right-leaning opponent, or someone with a right-leaning talking point.
If you don't care about a person, they can't really fluster you that much. And I hate to say it, but I think a little bit of tactical contempt can be a little useful. Go into every argument hoping you can change their mind, but personally, internally, you have to recognize that you are in a battle with somebody who is being, in many cases, paid, or sometimes has been fed information deliberately for the specific purpose of humiliating you. This is an antagonistic engagement.
So now that we have learnt that Vaush argues in bad faith and uses a rhetorical question method, where he will ask you questions without expecting an answer before moving on to a new question without letting you finish that one either, what other advantages does Vaush sneakily employ? Now this one hit me like a truck. During debates, Vaush is sitting in front of a big screen computer with hundreds of specifically chosen supportive fans listening to the debate in real time and giving Vaush input. Vaush doesn't read the YouTube chats, as there are too many detractors. The only website he reads is his own, which is linked to his Discord. This particular room is heavily censored. You will be kicked out by the fascist type moderation team for even the slightest criticism. Having a stream of consciousness that are in your corner sending you facts, studies, rebuttals during a debate is the largest advantage you can have. When Vaush isn't interrupting you, he is constantly reading a stream of consciousness that are feeding him answers, questions, rebuttals, and attempting fact checks. The collective consciousness of the internet is amazing. You can find any answer you want. The collective consciousness of the internet has solved legal mysteries. Hell, even 4chan may have just solved a 25-year-old math mystery. The collective consciousness of Vaush's selectively chosen chat of academics and left-wing professionals has given Vaush an ungodly advantage. Remember, when you are debating Vaush, you're not debating Vaush. You're debating the minds of hundreds of other people, feeding him facts, studies, rebuttals. You are not debating Vaush, and Vaush will admit this himself in a Freudian slip, as you'll see at the end of this video.
The second piece of advice that I would give, and this is something that I've done for a while, maybe it works more differently for other people, I don't really know, is that I like to imagine that when I'm debating somebody, I'm not actually there. I'm watching myself debate from the perspective of an audience member sympathetic to me. So this is probably because I watched debates for like a decade before actually doing them, but I'm quite used to watching from the sidelines and thinking like, and when you're watching, you don't like it when the guy you're watching gets really flustered or upset, because then you're like sort of embarrassed on their behalf and it feels really awkward, and you're like, oh God, I wish they would just say that. Oh, you missed that talking point back there. And it's a tactic, and if you can do that, and I did this with Tim Pool as well, I couldn't see chat during that discussion. That's unusual for me. Normally I see whatever 10,000 people screaming at me from the side, but when I was with him, it was just me there. But I knew people were watching, and I can imagine anytime he said X, anytime he said Y, anytime I said Z, you know, I had a feeling, what would they, or what would I want me to say?
No, Vaush, you were right the first time, because we don't debate you. We debate your chat. We debate the collective consciousness of the left wing. It's equivalent to me searching top Reddit threads and claiming all the top answers as my own. All of these factors combined give Vaush such an incredible advantage over the average caller who is calling Vaush for an honest and good faith debate. I've actually debated Vaush before, and I know the advantage Vaush has, and even then I think I still won the debate. So you call Vaush, he'll interrupt you time and time again. He won't let you finish a sentence before he asks you a new question. Then he won't let you finish that either. This whole tactic is just to leave you discombobulated. However, unlike Vaush, when you aren't speaking, you don't have time to be Googling facts. You don't have a stream of consciousness feeding you like a baby. No, this all has to come from your working memory, which Vaush does not rely upon. After the debate, I had time to sit down and re-watch it and go through Vaush's arguments one by one, which I put into a rebuttal video and punched holes in each one of them. My point is, these large YouTubers aren't rhetorical geniuses. They don't have all these facts and studies handy, they're being spoon-fed them. You, my friend, are a fish in the bucket, who Vaush has already said he does not see in good faith. You do not have the advantage of a supportive stream of consciousness. You do not have the luxury of live fact-checking, as Vaush has constantly interrupted you and pivoting to a new topic. So remember, you were not debating Vaush, you were debating the collective consciousness of his specifically chosen chat.
What would they want me to say?